We are going to be hearing on the witness stand today from a psychologist expert in dealing with women's trauma, who's there to explain why, if all of these women did suffer abuse, sexual abuse or worse at the hands of Harvey Weinstein, why they didn't come forward to report it to the police at the time. She testified at the Bill Cosby trial last year as well. So this is someone who will provide some interesting testimony, but it won't be anything like as compelling or harrowing as what we heard yesterday from Annabella Shaw. She came onto the stand at the beginning of the day and was there right through until late in the afternoon, 5 hours, including cross-examination and re-examination afterwards. And she described how she had been in her apartment, having been dropped off by Harvey Weinstein in his chauffeur-driven limo, and then later Harvey Weinstein came to her apartment, knocked on her door, forced his way in and raped her. We'll just take a look and see him arriving now. He forced his way into her apartment. She said that he began to take off his shirt. She could tell that he was expecting to have sex. She told him no. She asked him to leave, but he forced his way in anyway, pushed her onto the bed, held her hands above her head. She said, "I was punching him, I was kicking him, I was just trying to get him off me." Eventually she gave up. She said, "I didn't have very much fight left inside me. My body shut down. It was so disgusting that my body started to shake. It was like a seizure." He left shortly afterwards, and she bumped into him in a restaurant a couple of weeks later in New York. And she said that she confronted him about what had happened and said that she had passed out because of the experience. He said, "Well, that's what all the good Catholic girls say." But she said he was very menacing, threatened her, said that they had to keep this information between the two of them. But Harvey Weinstein, as I say, arriving now for day 3 of his trial. That was the first time that any of the women who have accused him of sexual offences have directly confronted him in the court like this. Today, as I say, we're going to be hearing from a psychologist. Today, Harvey Weinstein using something of a walker to try to aid his pathway into the court building. He had back surgery last year and has been having apparent difficulty walking. I was in the courtroom yesterday when he was walking up and down and was breathing quite heavily as he was doing so. But he will be hearing more witnesses like Annabella Shaw in the coming weeks, because there are many more of them who are willing to testify against him. Annabella Shaw, the claims that she was making about rape are not crimes that are listed on this particular charge sheet in this particular trial. What happened to her back in 1993 was too long ago to merit a criminal trial, but she is giving evidence because the prosecution want to establish a pattern of behaviour, as they see it, by Harvey Weinstein and the way he dealt with women, particularly those who wanted to work for him.